Well, we got to come back right away because not spawning down here in the bottom right, but moving over to the gold is the first Terran we've seen do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's uThermal.
Wow. Oh. In the top left, as the purple Zerg, he's Invasion Esports Lambo.
So I really like what uThermal did there, not just in terms of lifting, but he also put the SCVs like so perfectly positioned. And he's gonna follow it up with a Rax opener? Question mark? Where are these? Yeah, he's gonna proxy Raxes.
Oh my god, gold command center liftoff into double racks. Salvation station? Like, I'm confused.
So uThermal, by the way, is someone who's done a lot of racks builds in the past, and they've actually not always, in fact, rarely worked out on stream. But I feel like with the gold base, not only can you do like your regular 4 racks, you could probably turn this up to like 5 or 6 if you really want to.
Yeah,
you put 3 over here, maybe 2 at home. I don't know. He's actually going to go full 4 proxied. Okay.
Yeah, so 4 would be the utmost, like, you know, that you could do on a regular base. So I feel like 4 might be something you could macro out of with the gold. Of course, the intention is not to macro out of this. This is pretty damn dedicated, and you will want to just win the game. And now Lambo's going to scout this. This is a common place to put any type of proxy, whether it's Reaper or Marine, hell, even like factories and stuff like that. But it doesn't make it that much easier to hold.
Right.
You're just mentally prepared for it.
There's actually a really big question that gets asked now. Is how does uThermal execute this now that it's been scouted? You can either just rally everything forward and hope pulling a couple more SCVs maybe gives you that buffer. But for the most part, a drone pull at a Lambo will deal with the initial small amount of Marines. Maybe keep the bunker from even going down. But if he bulks up and waits, as we've seen some people do, it looks far more scary.
Yeah, you bulk up to like even 20 actually with 4 racks. You know, that's not too slow. And you just run on top of the units basically, whether it's a spine crawler, whether it's a bunch of queens, a bunch of lings, or a bunch of roaches. Marines have insanely high DPS, especially in the early game with their just mineral costs. So Lambo, you know, canceled the hatchery, gets the minerals for everything that he wants to do, including, you know, the spine crawler we're talking about to maybe stop the initial Marine
but
walk-in, because they're not simming.
So the thing about this, though, is it's going to be roaches, which, of course, eventually turn into Ravagers, which will eventually knock down these bunkers. The one thing uThermal's done, though, again, and this was present in the previous series we cast him with, and it was a while ago, so maybe you guys forgot, was when he was defending against Bly's bullshit, he put his bunkers so perfectly back that the Ravagers couldn't quite reach it easily. And I feel that's the same situation here. The Ravagers won't reach from the high ground with any of those Corsair battles. They're going to have to come down the ramp and choke themselves in, so only 2 are going to be in range before they have to turn around.
Yeah. And, we saw this on Habitation Station. You take the gold base, now you have a main base that is full on minerals as you return to macro. And that's what he's going to do. He contained, he got everything that he could get, and he's in an okay position to play out the rest of the game.
As long as the SCVs don't go onto the right side of the bunkers, he's gonna be so good for preparing this too. This is really cool. I like this. I really like this.
It's clever.
Now,
so Lambo, I wonder how many times he's faced this. He certainly faced the proxy racks a couple of times, but I'm not sure he's faced it with the gold liftoff.
yeah, the gold liftoff makes this certainly another can of worms, but coming back at home with his barracks, he's going to have production at home, so it's not even going to be a worry about a counterattack, because I was going to say, like, let's assume these bunkers actually get broken. Then the counterattack goes down, and you've got nothing. You got nothing. That's most of the time in StarCraft 2, but starts chasing this back, bringing the Marines out of the bunker. I'll be here for a second. SCV's still just working tirelessly to repair this. I think he knows that it's getting to this point where there's going to be a lot of Ravagers and he won't be able to keep these bunkers up forever. But he does want to buy as much time as he possibly can, because back at home, he's got his factory started. He's going to have siege tanks out eventually. He's got gas that's been mining in a natural base in his main base, which is weird to phrase it like that, but that's how this is playing out.
Lambo is so close to breaking just one bunker, not even all 3. And I think it's taking him more time than he would have liked. I'm surprised he hasn't gone up to a lair and he's going to try for a Nidus Worm. Like, that's how much time it's taken. Yeah. But he is going to try and break out of here and then, I guess, expand.
One base Nidus Worm, I would actually find preferable in this situation, but he's going to fully try and break this. So he does come down the ramp. This puts everything in range of the bunker, so he does lose a couple of Ravagers right off the bat. A lot of them really low. In fact, the Roaches aren't even trading out too well with this. Like, uThermal actually gets quite a few kills And this is really important that he gets them here so he doesn't have to get them on the other side of the field. He pops out of the bunker to try and chase down that last Ravager. Not quite going to get it. Not going to get the salvage either, but still kind of worth it at the end of the day. He denied Lambo's mining for so long.
Intentionally focus farm from the bunker is something that not a lot of Terrans would bother doing. Like, they're back at home, you know, trying to make sure that they live much. They're not really... They just think that the bunker's going to die, and that's that. So that was cool to see, even though it didn't work out 100%. It did get 1 or 2 extra Ravager kills it would not have. The tank is out, and that should be enough of a defense, especially if the SCVs are pulled. More Marines are on the way too, as all of the tech labs and whatnot have finished up. I think this should be enough. But of course, Lambo has to try. He has to try and do something to make up for all of that lost mining time, all the lost workers.
Juggling the tank around should be fairly easy. I'm surprised he gives up the bunker so just without resistance, I guess. Chasing off the Overlord to stop the high ground vision is actually a pretty huge detail here. The depot does need to be prepared. There's another Overlord, so it's not going to be super duper easy to stop this. But 2 tanks just shuffled around. There's just not enough on the ground, unless uThermal gives away these tanks, and I straight up mean gives away.
Yeah, which I doubt he's going to be doing. He has everything set up for the most part in his base, so there's not like, him going in his third and trying to get that down or anything like that. He's just totally focused on this front defense. And he starts to feel a little fancy. You could also try and actually chase the Roaches and Ravagers. Roaches and Ravagers with tank drops, especially if he continues to invest into medevacs too. But he actually swaps the factory or the starport over to a reactor. He's going to hold off on medevac so we can get the upped production, which is fine. He's fine on the defense.
So he is almost mined out of his gold, which is kind of a very weird thing to consider. So while this initially looked amazing for uThermal, and he does have a main base to fall back to, so it's not like he's not going to have money, he will actually need to take a third.
He'll probably take the third with his natural.
Yeah, which is weird because you normally take it with your Bane.
Yeah. But it'll work out really well. You don't really need the gases after a certain point anyways for Terran. I think he's gotten a little past that point. He has his medevac production started and tanks. So as long as you have 4, I think you can do it. But I don't know, he also might just push with a 2-base attack and hope to end the game before he even really needs to start thinking about his economy. As Stim is finishing up, combat shields will finish up as you walk across the map, and he knows that Lambo can't be doing too well after that opener.
No, in fact, look at the income graph. Lambo's just had nothing going for him for the last while. I mean, uThermal's guessing what we're seeing, but still, he's got to have a pretty good idea with the way he had denied that for so long. Because let's not forget, the biggest thing about Zerg, especially with the way their economy works, like it's really exponential. Like if you don't get that explosive growth early, it's a slow ramp up, and that's what's really hindered Lambo so much behind this. Because the second part, not having the money, he didn't have larva for so long. Like Lambo should be on a crazy supply, but he's not. He's got, in fact, he's getting blocked, and that really sucks.
Yeah, he was almost half the workers at one point, so it's just hasn't been a great game for Lambo. And well, you don't expect the gold lift off, that's for sure, and you rarely expect the proxy Marines, which seems to have died out for the most part. So combat health is going to be done for this push. But, it's not too far away. It's a pretty fast upgrade. It's mostly Ravagers, so again, those tanks are being really awesome in this situation. And they'll probably cover the Marines. Yeah, I'm not even sure the Marines are going to come back. Just as long as you're microing the tanks.
Yeah, it doesn't bring all of them. You just leave some, of course, in the front line, but without medevac support, a little bit weak. Tanks taking some good shots, being microed around pretty decently, and while the supply for Lambo is still not holding too poorly, there just really is no easy answer to uThermal. Everything that comes down this ramp, it might as well be Liberator sieged up. GG. Game number 1 gonna go to uThermal.
Tricky.
Tricky indeed. That was nicely done. I don't have a lot to criticize for Lambo because that's a really tough situation to be in. The one base Nidusor may have been, like, in my opinion, like far more appealing as far as responses go, but either way, that will take us to map 2. What's the map?
Dusk Towers.
Okay, so I'm gonna set up the screen for that.
So, like, Apollo's being, his usual butt self, right? Just
the cat for clarification, everybody.
Oops, that person. Yes, the cat. So, he's decided that he wants to play with all my action figures that I have around, and I think he just hates Murlocs because I have 3 of them amongst many other toys like Arthas and Nova, and he's tearing them all down one by one. You just got Nova. What are you doing?
Your cat knows what's up, dude. He's taking out all the most, like, from most annoying to least annoying, like, in that order.
Yeah, actually, that's probably the most annoying.
Well, we are ready whenever they are.
Toss every single one down. Are you kidding me?
Yo, does,
You will.
So write this in chat rather than say it on stream. Whenever they're good to go, we're good to go. Alright, we didn't really get to talk about the sponsors that game because we had to hop into the action so damn quick. But this is, of course, the TING Open. I want to thank you guys for joining us here for the European Group #1. We've sadly already seen Hearthstone fall, but one of these 2 will advance out of the group as this is the winner's match currently being cast. If you guys want to learn more about Ting, go to bttv.ting.com, claim your $25 in credit, get something for cheap off the store, or maybe try out their services for what is almost free. At any rate, in the top right side of the map, he's down 1 currently. It's going to be the purple Zerg player, Invasion Esports Lambo.
In the bottom left, as the green Terran, he is uThermal.
Why doesn't he lift up over here? I'm just saying. There was a... I'm trying to remember the name. It's like Greystone Ravine or Ridge. Or it was an old 2v2 map that you could... It was the only map in the game you could actually get to with your command center before your SCVs, as funny as that was. And even that natural base, like the SCVs get there faster. So... Still, nothing matches that speed.
I remember a lot of 2v2 games with you where you try to take the gold base on every single gold base map. Including one where you were like, oh shit, this is farther away than I thought.
Yeah. I've had some bad gold base experiences, that's for certain.
That was the same map in a different game where you had yourself on a handicap.
Oh man, but we won that game on the handicap.
Who's
you remember? Hey, I had massive amounts of Widow Mines, okay? And I'm not saying I won the game. We worked together for it. But I wasn't totally fucking you. I only, just because my SCVs could be one-shot by a Banshee.
I had to build his missile turrets for him. So that he would not just get like 2-shot or something.
Oh, some of the dumb team games we played. And I think that was on stream too, if I recall.
Yes, it was.
Unfortunately.
Because I highlighted it.
Yeah. Good times. We've been playing, not anymore. We were playing some team games with Fear Dragon Holy Moly a little while ago. Those were fun too.
Yes.
Oh, so that reminds me, while we kind of go like ADD here, while the game starts up, first off, nice catch out of uThermal to get here timing-wise to delay this third. And a big shout out to Corrosive26 who subscribes, which is exactly everything I was going to talk about. We've decided that we have to schedule things. So this Thursday, this Friday, we're going to sit down and do our schedule up for March. But we're going to set aside one full day where we're going to do everything people ask us to. We're not ask us to at the time, but I mean, people want us to play team games with subs. People want us to cast sub games. People want us to do game giveaways. Excellent show matches. We're going to basically donate an entire day celebrating that 1,000 sub mark. And we will put on the calendar well ahead of time so people can figure out which day it is. It'll probably be on a weekend too. But yeah, team games... matches like with subs. We haven't been able to do this in a while because we just haven't had time. We're casting every fucking day, but we're gonna make sure we put one full day aside for you guys, so that if we do have a bunch of people in chat who are subscribers that want to come play with us, we make sure to say thank you in a very proper StarCraft 2 way.
Yes, that is our plan. So what do we have set up here on Dusk Towers? uThermal going for Hellions, a starport, and a couple of Marines. Surprised I don't see an armory somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Oh, you.
Oh,
you.
Ow.
Now, this isn't going to be the clash of Nidus Worm, but it is going to be Roaches. Thank you, Hello Zergling, for the 17-month resub as well.
Hello.
It's always a new sub met with a resub. Well met. Nicely done. You guys are now friends for life. Congratulations.
We now announce you friends for life.
You didn't have to make this a marriage thing, man. Why go there? If you let friends marry each other...
You're pretty close to it.
If you let friends marry each other, then what happens? Animals start marrying each other?
Isn't that just like a common law marriage with roommates?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess animals can marry each other too now.
The world's gone to hell, man. All right, so that's the Reaper staying alive is actually be interesting. You'll have that little extra grenade in there to scatter Zerg units, whether it's roaches or lings. But unfortunately, the Marines are the wrong side of these Hellbats, and he starts pulling back. Yeah, it just kind of transforms. It's like, get the fuck. Y'all are too slow. Out of my way. Beep, 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 beep.
I wish they'd have little beeps.
I know. I would, if I could customize a horn on a Hellion, I'd do like the Mexican thing, like. Dude,
nothing really walks backwards. We don't have the beep, beep, beep. Oh, that's a nice concave from Lambo.
That is, and he spreads out, so he's not even taking that much splash damage. This kind of falls apart for uThermal, but he does hold on the other side of the map. He's got a Liberator out. These aren't Ravagers, so I'm not too terrified for a counterattack out of Lambo to do too much damage just yet. In fact, 3CC's finishing up here soon, too.
Those small things I always talk about that could change the game so drastically.
Yeah, butterfly.
What if every single unit, every single unit could walk backwards?
Like, walk backwards and shoot, or what are we talking about? Just
like walk backwards and shoot. Like, they don't have to turn around.
So if everything was like a Phoenix, you mean?
Well, it's like moving and shooting, so yeah. But like, Marines walking backwards as opposed to like turning around.
You'd have to put like a 10% chance into trip. Just falls over for no reason.
Where they're looking.
Can you imagine actually having an army of 50 Marines, each of them with a 10% chance to trip, just watching them constantly falling over? You'd be like, I wish this wasn't an option. This is terrible. I keep clicking forward, but half of them are walking backwards.
Oh, I don't know. Someone's smart, I guess.
I think it would be fun. I think it'd be cool. I'm with you on this one. All my roaches stacked up, 8 roaches tall, could walk backwards. And
imagine if there's like a domino effect as one roach falls over and the rest
you could you've got like a kamikaze special ability. Use once, all the roaches die, but like, except for the bottom one, because they jump off of all the others. Just body slam. No, okay, terrible ideas. The Hellions, I think we're hoping to just get by and sneak past things. Unfortunately, not the case. So keeping them alive is not a bad idea. You can use them for Hellbats once again. Use them for the Hellion run-bys continued later on. But right now, we are going to see some action out of these Liberators, and Lambo already does have Spore Crawlers down, so in a couple locations.
Yeah. Not really going to be able to do a lot. The Hellions, I could actually... Coming back into play here, they really don't have much of a job, unfortunately, other than maybe protecting uThermal's main push, but with the Hellbat attack going fairly poorly, uThermal is a bit of a pickle. Like, his army count's not so bad, but it is the fact that his ZvT count isn't really up to what I think it would want to be. His attack isn't going to be as powerful for the main push. It's more like Lambo got away with 75 drones and a 4th base. And Patching Glands as well is coming out, so Infestors will be hopefully out for this push by the time uThermal really dedicates to it.
I'm really sad, by the way. The Neural Parasite was so cool last night. Would love to see that come out versus Terran or something, but it's not going to be the case.
Well, now, the Infestors have not started, so they won't be out for this fight.
No, and the Roaches might not actually cut it here. This time around, there's Stim. This time around, there's Marauders. It is going to draw this back for the time being, but uThermal's not done with a medevac drop. He did also get about 10 drone kills and some denied mining with the Liberators while this was going on. So while they did get cleaned up, they did actually put him back in the green.
Yeah. The upgrades are about to finish up for both parties here. It's going to be nice for uThermal, who was down for a couple of seconds. He has now tanks starting to rally forward too, which he doesn't really have a very high count of and will definitely want to continue growing. But Lambo just had a big burst of roach production. He's getting those Infestors as well, which will have fungals right off the bat. One coming out from here, in fact. Could complicate things. uThermal might not expect it.
Well, tanks are not well positioned, but they do get some good shots. If uThermal loses this army, though, he really doesn't have a lot left at home. This was everything pretty much rallied forward, and thank God there aren't Infestors, because 1 or 2 fungals would have cost him everything. While this goes on, however, we do have that next step in the game, and the Lambo is moving towards that hive. And if I recall, uThermal, last time we saw him, he was actually very intentionally going a lot more like Marauder heavy and a lot less investing into ghosts when it came to dealing with this.
Did he?
Unless I'm misremembering, it was someone else. I just remember we were commenting, some Terran recently was like sticking on bio with really good focus fire, and I thought that was uThermal.
It might have been. I remember in tanks, I think I'm confusing it with just the map in general, though. You get a high tank count and you continue to attack this 4th base. Sometimes, 6 tanks up against this ledge can actually do well against ultras, but he doesn't have a high tank count, only at 2. He does have double factory production now, so I think he wants to get to that point, but it's going to take a while, and he's going to have to start thinking about a 4th base and, the macro game, the long game, which most Terrans concede to just losing eventually. But you always gotta try.
It's very interesting, actually, when you talk to a lot of the pros. Never have I ever had this extreme left-right point of view on which race is broken in so many of these matchups. And right now, like, there's so many people just say you should never be able to win against Terran. And there's so many Terrans say if they go Ultralist, you should never be able to win against Zerg. Like, it's obviously not the case because we see consistently people like Beyond beating back Zerg and a lot of good Zergs beating back Terran. But the fact that it is so stark, like, it's not just that, okay, this matchup's Imba and it actually means it's balanced, but it is kind of gross how one-sided this can become for either player. And this late game is where the Zerg really starts getting that bad reputation. In fact, they're still the highest on our nerf race star because I think specifically of the Ultralisk.
Yep. We'll see how uThermal can deal with this. There's still no 4th base. His upgrades are actually behind.
That was quick.
No, actually, that was the plating. So his upgrades are finishing up around the same time again. Hopefully he can get maybe a little bit of a lead on 3-3, as that's usually what Terran can depend on. He also has to really hope drops do a lot of damage, because he's still, pent up into his 3rd, and at the very least, the drop's going to have to distract Lambo's army so the tanks can get to a good position. Because if uThermal is just hoping he can take one good engagement against Ultras with plating, it's going to have to be very good positioning.
Lambo's got the sexy skin, the Terrask Ultralisk. Now, thank God these are not like the actual Terrask Ultralists from the campaign where they would resurrect upon death, because that would be no good. Although I will say in that last brutal level in Legacy, which was so frustrating in the campaign, I was so glad I had these, because these constantly resurrecting was so cost effective when you had all your bases getting picked off.
I hated that mission.
Amon was a real dick. Nidus Network is interesting to see. Now, this at first seems a little bit weird, but when we saw Beastie play out the long drawn games, it was actually Nidus Worms that beat him back by constantly getting around and through to his production.
Little run by doesn't need a Nidus Worm, though, and that's not so little. That's quite a lot. And you know what? uThermal is entirely maxed out. There is no reinforcements to help this.
Oh, God,
he has to either go or come back.
I'll bleed out some SCVs and some supply freed up. But yeah, he's pulling the boys, Tom. He's going for it. He's just gonna say screw it. Death push time, baby.
He was already pretty all in. He had no 4th base, even though he had like a huge bank.
Yeah, I mean, he's got upgrades going for him. He really does. But chitinous plating is a hell of a thing. And these Ultras do have 7 armor, regardless of the +2.
Yeah. He'll have to find a great position for his tanks, which he found for this. This is why, Lambo didn't take this fight. In fact, he might be trying to wait for the upgrades to take a fight, but I don't know where else you're going to find a good enough position for the tanks not to just be pounced upon.
Right?
He's trying very, very carefully to go kind of on the right side up against a wall.
I mean, there's going to be a little bit of buffer through those SCVs, right? But like right now, the biggest, scariest thing are those infestors. Those fungal growths can be devastating. We got a new sub, sorry, by the way, a very unpronounceable name. Alphabet Soup. Niels Krieger. I can't say it, I'm so sorry, but thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Tank's going to try and fire. He does take out the most of the Ultras on the right side, and if the Marauders can technically kite the rest, this might not be too bad, but both armies are disappearing, and uThermal's is at a much faster rate, but the tanks are being left alone. The tanks are just getting a free fire on a lot of this, so he focuses down those Ultras. This is what I was talking about. I'm pretty sure I was talking about uThermal earlier. 1 Ultralisk remains.
Okay, well, maybe not.
But
actually,
there's a rematch.
You can probably chase that Ultra down.
But there's
the rematch is
9
so
more.
much better.
He works, this is his whole life to kill 1 Ultra, and this looks good, except for the fact that Lambo did have a bank behind it, so a little bit anticlimactic at the end, but he did, as you say, set up for this all-in, and the all-in did not work.
I can do it!
Kill that Ultra! Kill that Ultra! Give him the Terran middle finger! Nope, GG. All right, game number 2 is going to go to Lambo as he ties up the series 1-1. Now, of course, remember, guys, the winner of this gets through the group, and the loser will fall to fight against Bly. And I'm unsure if that'll be a ZvT or
Receiving incoming transmission.
Oh. Donation coming in, $2. Comes from JDennis187. Says, can you talk about the decision to make VODs sub only? I have donated a fair amount over time and feel penalized to have to sub. Okay, so we've been over this a couple times in cast, but I guess the irony is not being able to watch VODs. You probably haven't seen or heard this speech. And I guess maybe I should make a twit longer or something so we can just link it to people. But here's the deal with VODs, guys. Right now, as far as BaseTradeTV goes, like on Twitch, we're fucking killing it. Look at it. We got like 6,000 people tuning into this. This is awesome. The question is, like, where can we really go from here? And that's maybe try and grow our YouTube out on the side while we continue to just push forward with StarCraft. Now, unfortunately, no matter how many times we tell people about YouTube during broadcasts or reference links or VODs, it never seems to get any actual traffic to YouTube. And our thought process is twofold. One, everyone watches the stream live. 6,000 people tuning in right now. You're not going to go watch VODs because you've seen the matches live. Step 2 is the fact that if VODs are available, easily accessed on Twitch, then again, there's no reason to really go to our YouTube, even though we put a lot of work into it. We take time to cut up all these VODs and store things. So the comment is, the final push to make it sub mode was people being absolute douchebags on Reddit and just basically using our VODs to hurt us, or try to hurt us, I should say, because at the end of the day, nobody really fucking cared what a couple of trolls had to say. That was the final push, but we were moving towards this direction where we wanted to phase out VODs anyways. So is this going to be a permanent thing is the real question, and the answer is maybe. If we see no additional traffic to YouTube and this just really isn't working for us, then we'll absolutely just put it back on free. We've done it for 3 years on free VODs. Like, this isn't a money-grubbing scheme or like a cash grab. We're not expecting people to sub strictly for VODs. But we do want to try and encourage YouTube traffic. So it's an experiment, I guess you could say. And I do sincerely apologize if you feel like you're being penalized. But we've been taking a lot of feedback. We'll talk more about this in a moment because there's actually another aspect to it I want to cover. But we got to get through the map intros for Ruins. So we'll see you guys in a sec. But okay, uThermal and Lambo having a bit of banter between games and now after games. I guess I should go 2-base hive now. But time to reach into my bag of Lily Canine belts. Uh-oh. This is like Henry Killinger reaching into his bag of murder. Top left side of Ruins, we've got the green Terran player. It's uThermal.
In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, he's Lambo.
Okay, and to finish the second half of our YouTube comments, well, first, thank you, Ting, for sponsoring the event. Make sure to check them out, guys, bttv.ting.com. To follow through the second half of our YouTube/VODs thing is, just like our website, we want to keep improving YouTube as well. We've been getting some good feedback on what people want to see. For example, okay, all the VODs might be available on YouTube, but people can't get a spoiler-free experience there. Or, for example, they want to be able to see some of this stupid, silly in-game banter Zombie Urban and I have between games. So, We've been looking into uploading full VODs on YouTube, not just cut up games, but like also cut up games, so people who don't have time to watch the full 4-hour broadcast can just quickly navigate to the one series they want to see. I don't know. If you've got feedback on ways we can make YouTube a better experience for you guys, please do let us know. Just send us a PM here on Twitch, because just like our website, we want to make it good for you guys, the fans. And again, if you haven't seen, BaseTradeTV has had a lot of changes to it in the last week, and it's only been up for 2, and already I feel it's about 1 million times better than when we launched it. So we did hire somebody full-time. Nice username. Some of you guys may know this guy. He does a lot of GIFs on Reddit. You may have seen the How It Looks, How It Feels series. That's him. He's managing our YouTube, and we want to make it as good as we can for you guys. So please, I ask you not to view the subscriber VODs as a punishment, but as a step forward in trying to just continue to grow BaseTradeTV.
Yes. There's not much to add to that, of course. Yeah, BaseTradeTV site's been a great addition. The YouTube channel hopefully is going to look all snazzy and nice and great and whatnot. And I just hope that you guys appreciate all of the new stuff coming to BaseTradeTV, including, of course, the new caster, Fear Dragon. We'll be casting weekends and NA time tournaments, including the one on Friday. Yeah, NA group number 2, right?
I don't think he's here for that.
Really?
Not till the end, because he doesn't get off work till 6, remember?
Yeah, not to the end, as always. Just like the last time we did NA group, but...
But yeah, like we got some weekly tournaments we want to start up in March as well with Fear Dragon, where he'll be spearheading that for North America because, well, Zombie and I, for the first time in our lives, have the money to do it. We don't have the energy. So, yeah, Fear Dragon, a great addition to the team. I'm loving this 2016 BaseTradeTV, and we're only a couple months in. I'm very happy with the way it's been looking, and I hope just to continue to go up and up from here. But anyways, enough about the circle jerk for BaseTradeTV because we got a game underway, and it's actually not been anything so crazy. uThermal did kind of threaten, I guess jokingly, to pull out his bag of tricks that was a la Lily Canine. And for those who don't know what that means, we may look forward to it later, but he does a lot of cheese, he does a lot of all-ins, he does a lot of weird builds. We actually, if you missed it yesterday, got to cast this very strange game where he fought against TLL going for 1-base Ghosts against Zerg, or 2-base maybe? I don't remember, but it was so fucking weird. And uThermal is certainly someone who can execute those builds, like without a doubt.
Receiving
Yeah,
incoming transmission.
I did wonder what he meant when he said that, but I guess it's not for this game. Unless he's going, like, mech after this.
Maybe.
Maybe. He is going for a Widow Mine drop.
Yeah. Got to give some love to this donation because it comes from a very special girl, Albatross.
Hey!
She donates $5 and says, "Hey guys." Hey, whoops. Hey guys. Actually, I really hate the "Hey guys" emote in Twitch chat. I think it looks so stupid.
You use it all the time.
No, I use Hero Wave all the time. Excuse you. Like that.
Okay, you're right. That's not you. I was thinking of someone else.
God.
No, you don't use that all the time either. Like, I feel like I've only seen you use that like a couple of
You
times.
don't even know me, man.
I don't know you, apparently.
Widow Mine does burrow. It's not going to get an amazing shot, but it will splash the Queen, which will help a bit. And the Marines are in a very optimal spot for those links to not get us around. But with the medevac being hammered away, it was quite dangerous. Now, question is, does uThermal get away with a second Widow Mine hit? We'll revisit that in about 10 seconds to find out. There's a Spore Crawler in the main, but no detection in the natural yet. And no Spore Crawler building in the natural yet, so it may just get another sweet hit. This attack doing quite a bit of damage. 11 drones dead, and this Widow Mine coming up for round 2. Alright, he does see, and doesn't focus it.
That's going to be the best he could have gotten, even if he did, focus it. But he's going to come back and save it. Hey, I got you, buddy.
Or is he?
Yeah, there's no reason to as long as there's no Spore Crawler. Although an Overseer's on the way.
He might just keep attacking. I don't know about saving it.
Yeah. Overseer comes here, but you need units to actually clean everything up. Here come the Lings. What am I could do more harm than good? Yeah. Okay, so just pick it up.
Actually, it's funny you say that because, yeah, there's so many times where you're like, okay, great, you did a good job with that Widow Mine. Now you splashed all your Marines and the attack's over.
Yeah. So, okay, that was a really nice Widow Mine drop, though, especially because only one Marine died. The medevac is sure low on health, but you just repair that up, and that's a pretty perfect Widow Mine drop. His macro is going good behind it. He is going for a 2-base attack. Now, I mean, uThermal has just, good control. That was definitely everything we've highlighted about him, and it's his maybe decision-making that kind of falters in other situations, but I thought he was just doing a 2-base attack on Laralac because, well, it's Laralac, and that's what you always see, but also doing one on Ruins, cross-spawn, doesn't make the same sense. Like, it might still be good. I'm not saying it's a terrible move, but, with Laralac, you have that instant reinforcement, just relentless pressure. This is going to be going through the middle of the map where there's already, like, quite a bit of creep spread and a good situation to, Lambo to concave on you, and it just seems dangerous.
Splashes the medevac a little bit. Okay.
The suggestions for the YouTube are quite good, and some people are bringing in some really good, references.
The Pornhub one. Now, whether people believe it or not, I've never actually visited Pornhub, so I wouldn't know how that works. I'm assuming that's just
really
people tagging timestamps. I don't know. But anyways, if you guys do have feedback, please let us know, but do it through PM on Twitch, because if you write in Twitch chat, it's just going to get lost forever. We are not going to remember these comments after the cast is done today. At any rate, continue to push forward with this bio. I mean, the counterattack is a small handful of Lings that reinforcements rallied can certainly deal with. Lambo really has everything here to defend, and he's got a big army supply. His upgrades are too far out, though, and that's what makes this really scary. Combat Shields is done. Stim's done. uThermal coming in with the force of a huge Terran, just destroying everything.
I mean, Lambo is already kind of hampered because of the earlier Widow Mine drop doing more than you would expect, but to just get absolutely trounced by uThermal's 2-base push, this I did not expect. He is just getting wrecked. Oh Jesus, what did you do?
What did you do?
GG!
Albatross donated. She said, hey guys. All right, yeah, GG. uThermal will now take a nice 2-1 lead here in the series. But this will mean, once again, we're going to take a small break. We'll keep this one short. We'll keep it sweet. We're just going to hop in a game as soon as we can. And we'll see you guys in probably about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. There's literally a million other places you could go. It's not so surprising, I feel. Like, if you're like, I've never heard of porn, you can be like, no, guy, you're full of shit. Like, who are you trying to fool, right? But to say, like, you've never been to 4chan, or to say you've never been to Pornhub, or to say you've never been to any specific Reddit that involves real girls, you know? Like, it's just kind of like...
You know, to be clear, guys, he didn't say he's never seen porn at all.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, wait, that's the wrong... That's not the direction this was... I thought you had my back. I thought we were partners.
Oh, like, it's so embarrassing. Calm down.
Okay, thank you to My Insanity Smile for subscribing to the channel and being an ultimate boss and being one of the newest subs here on the channel. You, sir, are going to be number... Can I get a drum roll? 1090.
Whoa.
We're
Wait,
already...
we're 10 away from one...
We're already 10 away from 110. Like, what the fuck? Like, how is that? How was that? I remember we were, like, 2 days ago, 2 away from, like, 900. Like, I'm just saying, what the fuck? This has been an amazing week for BaseTradeTV, and I want to thank you guys all for joining us here for the TING Open as we get into game number 4. This could decide the fate of these two players. In the bottom right, it's the purple Zerg player down one of the series, Invasion Esports Lambo.
In the top left, as the red Terran, he's uThermal.
What? Who the fuck likes staplers?
What?
Scarlet likes staplers, and I'm trying to contest this because they're dangerous. You can't...
Staplers are just the most useless... Why would you... Who does paper anymore?
Okay, so this is the winner's match. We're getting a little bit silly because we're having some fun with the cast, guys, but the seriousness here for the TING Open is that this is going to determine one of the players going through to the second group stage, which then leads to the round of 8 directly. The loser of this will not be knocked out of the tournament. They will fall to fight against Bly, who has been waiting and scouting and hopefully watching to figure out who he'll be fighting. Because at this rate, it's looking like potentially a ZvT. And honestly, I don't know who's better between Lambo and Bly. But I think if it's Bly versus uThermal, I don't know. We've talked a lot about how curses work and rematches, and maybe it goes in Bly's favor the second time around. I don't know.
I think it would. I believe in the curse. So uThermal better win this versus Lambo if he wants to get out of this group.
So you're the type of person that's like, I believe in a curse like this, right? Like the StarCraft 2 bracket curse. But they're like, man, Indiana Jones is such an unrealistic movie. There's just no way that would happen.
When have I ever been like that?
No, that's what I see you as. Like, that's in my mind, even though you've never done that. Like, you were that kind of person to me.
What? I get so invested in the movies. Are you kidding me?
Like, Harry Potter seems really legit, but I don't know about Monty Python.
Well, Monty Python is just stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on
Dun,
tilt.
dun,
You're gonna put me on tilt.
Oh my god, I was getting so on tilt yesterday because someone kept on misremembering Star Wars. I couldn't believe how on tilt I was getting.
Someone?
Scarlett was getting me on tilt about Star Wars.
How do you misremember Star Wars? You're like, oh yeah, it was that one
like
with like...
intentionally doing it, but I didn't care.
It was that one with the Cylons, right?
She was like, yeah, when Leia died, right? And I was like...
That's how I feel like when we did the Zealot hockey thing, how I must have put a lot of the sports fans to actually watch actual sports. Like, why is he talking about umpires? It's fucking hockey. It's because an idiot. But okay, we digress. Doesn't quite have the wall down in time, but it's fine because there's not an actually dedicated attack coming his way. And for uThermal, I mean, I love what this guy can do with tanks. And once he's got drops going, bada bing, bada boom. But he's not going to be dedicated in that direction this game. He's going to be playing it a little bit differently. And oh, he's using the... Oh, we saw this before, actually. He's going to be using the factory just for the reactor for that barracks.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Yeah, doing another 2-base push. I mentioned it last game, and I mentioned Lerlac Crest, so Doesn't surprise me for the 2-base push. He does the Wouldn't Mind drop again, which I guess it did so effectively last time. There's a good reason for it. And they get a lot of lings. They're all choking in here. They get all the lings. Hey.
I really hate... I'm gonna find out who actually donated this and maybe kill them. It's not showing up on the stream for some reason, but a $5 donation comes in from Nobody Believes You Rifkin. Says, if you've never been to Pornhub, type, I'm a fucking liar in the chat.
Oh my god, wait, we're at 1090 subs, right?
Yeah.
So we gained... Wait, how many subs did we gain?
Over the last 2 days, you mean? We're at like almost
No, over the last
200.
like 12 hours. 21 subs in the last 12 hours?
Damn.
What the f...
Yeah, because we had shouted out some people who had subbed before the stream even went live today. They streamed like overnight type thing during the playlist.
Yeah. Damn. Well, this has been a great week. Fantastic.
This has been a really stupid week at the same time too, because I feel like I don't... The ups and downs of Reddit leading into this, I feel are maybe a bit of the cause, because you got people who like want to show their support, but then you got the people being really shitty. And then you got like that one guy. This is one guy so dedicated. I swear to God, this is the same guy who is like obsessed with trying to tell us that Hell Every Time was a huge failure. Keeps making like 50 new accounts to come into chat and try and troll me with like Rifkin's got a double chin. Like he's trying so like he's been banned 50 times. He's got like a 50th account type thing. Like there's some dedication going on here. This has been a real up and down week.
There's some dedication, yeah. You should put that on his resume. So, I like to think it's been a mostly up week.
Yeah, well, you haven't been on the other side of it, so yeah, it would be a pretty positive week for Zombie.
It would, wouldn't it?
Okay, so this is interesting. He's using it just to clean up creep for the time being, and I mean it's working, but it's not exactly crazy effective, I guess.
Huzzar!
Huzzar! I love the wordplay on that, actually. None of the notifications are showing up anymore. I wonder what's going on with that. I'll have to look into that later. So, just big love to all the people who don't have their name showing up on stream, and apologize for that. But okay, continue to push forward, though. Here comes uThermal's actual attack, and we've seen this all too many times out of him. Like, good tank, micro, a lot of marine stims. His combat shield's second from finishing. His +1 seconds from finishing. Like, the attack right now is little disadvantageous, but he does have everything finishing up as we speak.
Yeah, Lambo having some trouble with this 2-base push, but it's definitely right choice to back off right there. Time is on his side if he can get those upgrades. Unfortunately, +1 missile started pretty late, but even if you deflect this first push, the Terran army still is always going to get pretty good, especially if the tanks survive, if nothing else. And it's always going to be a scary push to deal with just roaches and ravagers with no counterattacks going on, or no infestors about to pop out.
Send me back. This is not a concave for uThermal, unfortunately, so he's not got a good fight going for him. These tanks are right up on that front line. He's trying to dodge and weave, and he gets some good trades, and he doesn't trade this out too poorly, but once again, he does come out on the bottom of this supply, and the few times we see him lose, it ends up looking very similar to this situation. Because let's not forget, there's not a third base down. There's no third CC in the main waiting to transfer over. Like, that attack was meant to really hurt Lambo, not trade out and barely come home alive.
We'll see if something happens that he did against Bly, though. Goes for a double drop and just wins the game. Hopefully Lambo was watching that series. Always such a dangerous decision to do that, though, and it looks like he's going to hold off. Doesn't really even have that many bio units to even pick up and do a drop with.
Scarlet is so adorable. She's trying to play off like she was baiting you, like she didn't know better. I feel like, unfortunately, she probably didn't know better, and now she's just trying to, like, save face. It's like, it was a prank, bro. You got baited. Jokes.
I agree. Sometimes she's like a child.
Now that's just rude. That's provoking right there. That's not okay.
That's not okay.
uThermal coming back with a lot of very injured medevacs is actually a little bit scary because the odd corrosive bile or two might pick off a medevac that otherwise shouldn't. These tanks just eating corrosive biles all over the place, falling apart in the front lines. Lambo is slaughtering uThermal. And once again, GG. We're going to have another ace match! Europe!
Woohoo!
Europe is seriously my favorite region recently. I know I should be hyped for Koreans, and we're blessed with Corsair Cups and, like, the Alima League, but hot damn, dude. Like, Europe has been the best region to cast recently. So congratulations, as these guys will take it to that final game in this best of 5, which is going to be Detox, which, by the way, uThermal is not a big fan of, as we learned.
Okay, but it's like you're tasting, I don't know, ice cream for the first time, right?
Okay.
And you're like, no, it's
with
really
you.
great, trust me. And then while you're eating it, someone just like slaps you in the face, and you're like, I don't like ice cream. Like, this is terrible.
I think I would just not like that person. I don't know that my first inclination would be, you know what, this is ice cream's fault. I would be like, I would just sit there, I would slowly turn my head and be like,
Like a
fuck you, zombie grub. Like,
aversion therapy.
alright, thank you, Billy Zane 1 for the 5-month resub as we hop into this next game. People coming up with Rift Chin. Oh man, god damn it. That's almost like I want to make that an emote on my channel, right? Like that actually sounds
Look at
too
me, you're
perfect.
stroking your chin.
Or it could just be like 2 chins because I really don't give a fuck. Like either way.
Oh, okay.
But oh no, the mods have opened the copy past the doors, and now my chat experience. Oh,
Are you an old man?
I'm dying. So people keep asking if this is actually Maru, which blows my mind that you fools, for some reason, think we would want some no-name idiot like Maru in our tournament when we could have uThermal instead. Please crawl back into whatever hole you came from that still lives in Brood War era.
Brood War.
I don't know. I
born?
have zero clue where I was going with that. That was just, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TING Open. We're finishing up the winners match right now. One more best of 5 when this is all said and done. Winner of this is safe and out of the group. The loser of this is going to have to go on to fight against Bly in one last best of 5 for the day. Spawning on the upper right side of Detox, we've got none other than Invasion Esports Lambo.
In the bottom left, as the green Terran, he is uThermal.
ET Gaming hype. Can he bring the Dutch people pride?
Probably.
Wasn't Goldfinger or Goldmember Dutch?
Yes.
So can he bring
Holland.
pride to his faja?
You want to smoke in a pancake?
Smoking a pancake?
Austin
Actually-
Powers, such a good movie.
So I rewatched it, like, I don't know, a month ago or something, and I guess when I was young, I appreciated a lot of the silly humor. I didn't realize there's a lot of innuendo humor and other things, right? So, I mean, I like it more now as an adult. But the part that got me was when I was little, and he goes to unscrew his penis because it's, like, the backup key. Never understood what that was. I thought he just had something, like, in a pocket, like, hidden away.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. Until you just said it, so...
And
There's
then I was
also-
like, gold member. Oh my god!
there's like, you know in Hercules, the Disney movie?
Oh, okay, good, because I was really worried we'd be talking about the Kevin Sorbo real-life adaptation. But go on, yes. Hercules, the Disney movie.
So, like, when he first rescues Meg, he's, like, talking to the centaur, and he's like, excuse me, my good, and then he looks down,
Oh,
and then he says,
sir. Yeah.
I didn't get that until when I was an adult.
All right, Smile, how the fuck? Smile just subbed today. How did he just resub for 2 months?
Alright, magic. We've had that happen quite a few times.
Yeah, there's like a bug in the system, because it's like, he literally just subbed. How did he resub so quick? Congratulations, Smile! You've got a jump start on your year-long journey for a Partoof. Now, this game, Detox is a very different map. We explored this earlier. We didn't go over it this time because you guys have already seen it once today. But for those who don't know, we've replaced Central Protocol with this. You'll never see Central Protocol in the map pool for the TING Open. But that's not such a bad thing because, well, this didn't give a great showing the first time through. This has actually been a really great map on a lot of other matchups. Hydra and Mana really sold me on loving this map.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a cute move. It's gone for a bit of a bunker here at the third, not the natural. I'm not sure I'll actually get to... 3 Marines actually might just be able to kite this if he does it properly.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
it pretty damn properly.
Boom!
Boom, sucker. So Ling's all coming in 2 at a time. Is that what Lambo wants to do? There he goes, realizes his mistake. You also don't want to give up your third, of course. This is not it's almost embarrassing to lose a third to this, you know, even though plenty of people do it.
Right, but
They
it's
just
gonna
respect
happen.
The bunker.
Like, he has to cancel. There's not enough lings to get a surround. There's no Ravagers on top of it. Getting a snipe on the second bunker and forcing the cancel, that's pretty nice. I'll give it that much. And I want to point out, uThermal's doing what he did earlier against the Baneling Bust out of Bly, where he's gone for combat shields first. I like this move. I like this move quite a bit.
Yeah. So, Lambo has to make a lot of lings just to clear up the unfortunate bunker, and he's going to lose a lot in the process, but especially with the combat shields potentially finishing up, depending on how long it takes, and the Marines still rattling forward, he could bulk up the Marines and still have a very, very intimidating fighting force.
The bunker's going to die. The Marines could all die. He doesn't kill the third, and I think he will kill the third. This is still so cost-effective out of uThermal. Look at those resources lost stack up right now. I'm surprised he's not trying to stutter step his way to the mineral line, but he does actually kill the hatchery. So at the end of the day, this is like a really big win for him. And he can stop rallying across the map, too.
Yeah, that was not what you expect from a 1-Rax opener, and that was very unfortunate for Lambo.
Well, you know, Lambo, while he was dying, he was shouting, "Help!" Oh, damn it. No, it's Haplo. I was saying, shouting, "Help! Help!"
He's screaming Haplo, and people are just like, what? Haplo?
Like, well, no wonder they didn't help him. They had no idea what he was saying. Haplo42, thank you for subscribing to the awesome family known as BaseTradeTV. You, sir, get a number, and your number is 1,092. We're actually 8 subs shy of 1,100. What is this world we live in right now? I've sent out the commission requests, and I'm paying somebody to make new subs, or new sub emotes, but like, you guys are subbing too fast. We're gonna get these new emotes in, and we'll like unlock another tier of the stream.
Oh boy.
Not that would be a bad thing. That would be a great thing. I do like what Lambo's doing, though. Now, I don't know if this is his response or if this is what he had planned to do in the first place, because this is Detox, and you've got this deadly, deadly, deadly dead space in the main. And uThermal, while he will have units to play with, they may not be in position. In fact, they definitely will not be in position.
No. Getting some hard revenge for that third base snipe and uThermal. I'm not even sure he noticed how far his base extended, to be honest. Like, it was all the way over there? There's a Nidus room over there? Come on now. Excuse you, by the way.
Why? I didn't say anything. I was letting you finish.
Sure. So, this isn't actually that many units.
Yeah, but it's weird, because this is combat shields instead of stim, so...
Right.
uThermal can certainly live through some damage, but can he deal enough in the time, I guess, is the question. Takes care of those lings pretty quickly, and with the SCVs getting pulled on top of the queens, he's making this look easy.
Yeah, this is not looking like it's gonna work here. Stim's about to finish up. Well, actually, no, not about to. About 20 more seconds, but a tank pops out, adding a lot of DS just in its regular old form, and I think uThermal's done it. This was all in from Lambo.
Yeah. GG.
GG!
More uThermal! It does it! And he is going to advance out of the group in first place. This, by the way, coming from a guy who I had a conversation with where we almost had to replace him for the tournament because, again, he really wasn't feeling so hot about StarCraft 2. He announced he was going to take a short break, did take his break, comes back, boom, nails it, and wins the group. This does leave a ZvZ for what's left, though, and Lambo versus Bly will determine the second and the last person to escape the group. So ZombieRub's going to get them started on the coin flips. I'm going to get us started on some commercials on behalf of TING. And I would like to remind everybody, I know some of you snooty-tooty Europeans have great phone bills, but we unfortunately in the North America scene do not, as the phone services here suck pretty bad. The nice thing about TING, while they are limited to the United States, they are trying to help everyone save some money, and I'm not even going to say anything, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm just... hang on, the ting thing's in the way, one sec. You guys can enjoy reading the BM for a second. But at any rate, TING is looking to save you guys some money each month on your phone bill. So if you live in the United States and you consider that these options we've been showing you through ads and we've been talking about on stream are beneficial enough for you to consider it, go to bttv.ting.com to learn more. Because the best part about that is if you sign up with that link, you're going to, get $25 back in credit, which is huge. And then secondly, let TING know you came from this stream. If we can get 40 people signed up before this tournament's finals is done, they've told us they want to do more in the future. They'll put another $5,000, maybe more, I don't know, into esports. And we're at 24 people as of this morning. I hope somebody signed up during the broadcast. Again, 24 people halfway through, and we're not halfway done the tournament yet. That's good news. That means we might hit our mark, which means more awesome content in the future. But let's go take a look at TING devices, and we'll see you guys soon.